as someone who's done thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of IFS work with my parts, I have just incredible lived experience of what it's like to be in that like self space. And it's really not a crazy question like, what is the self? I think that over time, the more I do IFS, the more that self is actually somewhat ineffable. Like, you can start out saying, oh, the self has these 8C qualities, right? But there's a way that every single one of those 8C qualities, you could embody it and not be in self. For instance, curiosity, people often say, oh, that's the most important C quality, which I would agree with. I think that being curious about parts is like so key, right? However, you could be blended with a manager part who thinks it's curious, but actually it's not curious. It wants to know. It's like, no, I want some answers. Like it's not curious. It's like has the agenda of getting the information. It's like, yeah, well, why? Why are you doing that? And that's not really curiosity. It's more like digging for answers in a mean way and going like aggressively at the parts to like as if they're gonna like you can extract information from them. And when parts experience that quality, which is not curiosity, it's like, give me the answers now, Mo, they don't respond well to that. So you can mess up like curiosity. You can think you're curious, but you're really not, right? Curiosity is open-hearted. There's no agenda. It's like, I really want to know. You're like, interesting, like there's a lightness to it. It's not heavy and like, I'm an investigative journalist that's going to get to the bottom of you, exile right now or else, Same thing with being calm. You can be calm. One C word that my parts like to use with me is casual, okay? Like when you're calm, like a nice self quality of calm is being casual. Like, oh, it's casual. Like we're just having a casual conversation. Like, I'm curious what's going on. Even if I'm talking about the worst trauma in the world, I'm still casual, right? But sometimes managers think they're being calm, but they're really actually being, like very shut down, and they're being very kind of cold, and they're actually like being very rigid, but they think that they're being calm. Can you see the difference between the self-led calm and the manager calm that I am currently exhibiting? That's what I'm talking about. So there's a way to like be off base with calm, okay? For sure. A lot of times there are spiritual managers who have this belief that being very shut down, like emotionally not fluid, not open-hearted, just they're kind of frosty. They think that that's like a spirit, they're spiritual or something. And so sometimes you run into people like that, and they might be less like frosty like I just were and more just fake feeling. And I'm going to imitate that right now. I'm just so calm. I'm a very calm person, and just nothing bothers me because I'm so in self all the time. And I'm just so curious about everything that's going on. And I'm so compassionate. And I'm really connected to the whole universe. And everything is just so wonderful all the time. So that's another embodiment of calm that's a little bit off base also. So that's a way that the C word of calm can also kind of go astray. So we did curious, we did calm. If we did connected, I would say there's a way to be connected where you're like over connected, like you're like, yeah, oh, and then what happened? Oh, and so, and then, oh, and then, oh, but I really want to know more. Yeah, it was so like that for me too. That's like, actually, there's like a lack of space in that connectedness. So it's over-connected or like over-enmeshed or over-reactive. So like self-led connection just feels like warm and friendly, but also spacious. And that was not particularly spacious, right? Whew, man. Like, imitating all of the ways that like these things can go wrong is kind of like activating. So let me think of just one more. I'm not going to do them all because this is just a little bit much for me. But confident, my firefighters are sometimes overconfident. Like a good example is this morning, my main firefighter was talking to one of my exiles, and my exile said, "Really?" Like, kind of questioning what my firefighter said. And my firefighter was like, "Yes, I know what I'm talking about, okay? I'm very confident and I'm perfectly clear and confident about what I'm about. I'm totally confident. Do I need to repeat myself? No, I don't need to repeat myself. I'm very confident." Okay, like, yeah, that's confidence, but not really self-led confidence. So as much as we use the 8 C's as like just a beginning kind of nice trail marker for what is self-energy, that's not enough. Because as I just showed you, 4 examples of how you could embody curiosity, calmness, confidence, you can embody those things in ways that aren't actually self-led. Self-leadership is fundamentally love. It's not a C word, but I think it's the word that best and most ineffably describes like the deepest essence of the quality of self. Self is loving. Loving. It's loving. Because all those C words are all angles and facets of how to describe what it means to be loving. So being in a loving state and being a loving presence, that is another way of getting at what is self-energy.